Have you tried a 30-day declutter challenge where you declutter for just 5 minutes a day, grabbing random stuff and then calling it a day? Or have you tried different methods like Marie Kondo or the Swedish death system? There's many different methods out there. However, today I want to talk to you about why these kind of quick fix methods don't work, where they're beneficial, and another way to do it that actually will help you get to the root of your clutter for good. So let's get started. I'm Tanya, and I help people really just get clear on why they have life clutter. Because it's not just the things in your physical space that create clutter, it's how you're spending time. And really, if you trace it back, it's your thoughts and beliefs and where your nervous system is at, how you're operating. And so although these different, 30-day challenges are great because they can do things like create a little bit of space. If you open up that cupboard and it's completely crammed, you put on a 5-minute timer, that's great. You get rid of some stuff and have some breathing room. So in that aspect, they're good. It also helps you because you're being consistent for 30 days and spending 5 minutes a day. It's actually helping you develop a habit to address your space instead of avoiding it. The other aspect of that is that when we are faced with change, if you try to do it head on all at once, you might experience the change big time, but then you go back to your old ways. And that's because your nervous system, your subconscious mind, your body, they're all trying to pull you back to your set point and that comfort zone. So by doing it a little bit each day, you're slowly shifting and addressing the situation as opposed to it being full on all at once. And then it helps you get out of that freeze or maybe flight mode that you're in because you're doing this gradually. And then two, if you're doing it intentionally, you can slowly start to see why the clutter is there. So that's where these 30-minute, 5-minute challenges are, where they're helpful. Let's look at why it's not working, because you may have tried it and the clutter's still there. You still have crammed cupboards. And so one of the main reasons is it doesn't really address the organization method that you're using. If you're just randomly pulling stuff out and kind of moving stuff around, you're not really allowing yourself to completely reorganize and regroup things. What you really need to do is you need to pull everything out, and it doesn't have to be all at once, pulling out all your white t-shirts, going through them, putting them back. And then once you get through all your clothes, you have lots of breathing room, and then you can reorganize everything in the way where everything is grouped. So that's where these methods don't work, because you're just randomly grabbing things and letting go a little bit. You're not doing an inventory, and that's the other aspect. You are not assessing how much you have in a particular category and why you have it. Because if you're not doing that, it's just going to keep on coming back. And that's where these methods don't work, because we all go through a process of acquiring belongings, whether they were given to us, whether we were doing retail therapy, maybe something was on sale and you get excited so you buy it, or you overshop, or maybe you buy things because you can't find the item that is hidden in all the clutter. So there's different reasons why people acquire. And then why you hold on is the second part. Is it, oh, I spent too much money on it, or oh, I don't want to be wasteful. Or maybe you're telling yourself, well, I could use it even though you haven't, and you very likely won't end up using it. But there's this attachment to a belief, to an idea, or even this emotional attachment to the object, that if you let it go, you're letting go of a part of yourself or a memory and time in your life that if that object is gone, you will forget, and then it's no longer there. So without pulling out everything and having like a true inventory of it and really being honest with yourself why you got it, why you're keeping it and why you're having a hard time letting it go, you won't actually be able to address the clutter or put it back in an organized way. And it doesn't allow you to go step back and create a bigger picture, an overall intention of, well, why is it that you're doing this? So I'm going to give an example to give some context here of why this doesn't work and when it does. So let's say, for example, you want to change your diet. And you start doing things like, oh, I'm just going to have, 8 glasses of water a day, and I'm going to start doing juicing. But you don't change anything else in your life. You're just adding these 2 random habits and expecting to see a change in the way you feel, and maybe you want to get healthier, maybe you're overweight and you want to lose weight, but you're not really addressing the bigger problem. And so going to someone like a holistic nutritionist, where they ask you to do an inventory and document what you're eating on for 2 weeks, and you're being totally honest with yourself, right? And documenting, what did you feel when you went to go grab the cookies? What did you feel when you went and had the fast food? What were your thoughts? What were your beliefs? And then you bring that to the holistic practitioner. That's where you're going to get the true change. And then you look at the whole diet and what needs to change, and slowly, yes, make those changes. Okay, first I'm going to introduce having more water, then I'm going to introduce having a healthier breakfast, alongside dealing with the emotional, psychological aspect of what's going on, and then the bigger picture of what you want to create. I want to offer you another way to do this, and kind of referencing that example that I just gave you. So if you, one, connect, what is it that's important to you? What do you need? What are your values? And starting from that place where you're actually connecting with you. And then 2, create. What is it that you want to create in your life? And how are you going to get your spaces to match that? So for example, if that person really wants to get healthy and thrive because they have a life purpose that they want to fulfill, but they can't because their health is horrible, well, then they need to organize their space so that meal prep is easier, declutter all the garbage food that's there, maybe there's a bunch of expired stuff, and then replace it with what they want. And so that brings me to step 3, where you let go of what's getting in the way. You release the habits, you release the clutter, the physical clutter, as well as the mental clutter. And then step 4, recalibrate. You can't recalibrate and reorganize if you're just grabbing random things out of the closet. You need to pull everything out, and you can do it in subcategories first, and then once you're done all that, pull it out and re-Tetris it, reorganize it in a way that allows you to use the space to support your intentions, to support your values, and what you want to create. And that brings me to the last step, step 5, where you're creating a rhythm. How are you going to maintain this space? How are you going to introduce habits and routines that help you stay in alignment, help you stay in ventral vagal, so that you're not stressed and then doing those old coping mechanisms of maybe retail therapy or getting that high from buying something on sale, because you're connecting with yourself, you're meeting your needs, and then those habits kind of dissipate because then they've been replaced with healthier ones, along with healthier beliefs, more loving beliefs, and the limiting beliefs just dissipate. So if you want to learn more about that process, I recommend watching my video. I'll put it in the link below that explains more about those 5 steps. Stay tuned for more videos on a different way that you can declutter and organize your life. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe.